everyone and welcome back. It's Gina from orchidandopal.com, and today let's take a look at the Bargain Bead Box for June 2023 that just rolled in. And if you're interested in signing up, I have the link right down below the video. Also the coupon code, which is Opal2, O-P-A-L-2, and that will save you $2 off your first month, making it only $17.49, including shipping if you're in the US. And if you sign up now or prior to July 9th while they have openings, your next package will be the July Bargain Bead Box. Each of these packages follows a different theme, so you're going to get a varied color palette every single time. And knowing that can be great because if you're not the biggest fan of one month, the next month will probably be something completely different. But it also helps you get out of your comfort zone when it comes to working with different colors and styles. And maybe if something's not quite right for you, you'll get something that you could make into a gift for someone else in your life that you know will really enjoy it. These are also great for newer and existing beaders alike because you get coordinating findings along with the beads, which are all either glass or gemstone, porcelain, no plastic or anything like that, by the way. And because everything coordinates and they send you all different types of things that you can put together to make finished pieces, you don't really have to have a big stash already built up to pull from. But I am excited to see what our theme is for this month and what our palette looks like. So let's go ahead and pop this open and see what's inside. All right, it says our theme this month is called Summer Sunrise, and I'm already seeing a yellow organza bag in the tissue paper bundle. On our insert, it says we're going to be looking at some agate and some Malaysian Jade, which is in quotes. That's actually made of quartz, sparkling crystals, and high-quality gold findings. It does have a note on here that the bags already came labeled from the factory, and there is one mislabel that I will try to call out. And also on this insert, you're going to find a coupon. It's usually 30% off that you can use at their sister site, Bead Box Bargains. I'll be sharing some finds from there very soon. So that's a really fun perk for being a subscriber. And they also run a monthly contest where you can randomly enter to win some credit to their sister store if you make something from the contents of your subscription package and submit a photo to their Facebook page or their email. And all of those details are on this insert too. On the back of the page is our list of everything we're going to be taking a look at. And I think I'm counting 18 different bullet points. So average that out for a subscription that's regularly $19.49 per month. And again, that's including the US shipping, which I just think is amazing. That averages to just around $1 per item inside our package. For this one, they're saying the total approximate retail value for this selection is around $80, and I'm going to tell you, if you're not familiar with this subscription, I personally always feel like I get my money's worth out of this one and highly recommend it, not only for that reason, but they really do a great job incorporating, coordinating, and very usable beads and findings. All right, so we do have a lot of warm, it looks like orange, yellows, pinks to take a look at today. And I'm already seeing that the labels do look different than they normally do. So let's go ahead and dig into this one. I'm going to get organized, then we'll check out everything inside one at a time. So we'll begin with bag number 1. It contains a 33 by 32 millimeter 18 karat gold-plated brass and cubic zirconia sun pendant. That is really lovely. The gold itself is sort of lighter in tone, not really brassy, and all those little tiny crystals are in great shape, adding some beautiful accents to the front of this pendant, which has a loop located at the top and an included jump ring. And here is a look at the back. And I think the gold findings, especially that they've been sending, they've come a long way from even a few years ago. The gold's a lot smoother. And most everything just looks higher end and better quality. So this kicks us off with not only one of our focal pieces that we can design around, but also the color findings that we're going to see that coordinate with our beads this month. And our second bag contains 2 of the 18 karat gold plated brass sun charms, so it looks like these might go along with the pendant. And these do look to coordinate really well. They've got the really similar shape that we see in the pendant design. So I'm thinking you could use these two in a coordinating pair of earrings if you want to make yourself a set and a necklace to go along with them with the pendant too. They have some dimension to them, and there's a look at the back of one of the pieces. Again, that gold is really smooth and coordinates well with the color of the pendant too. And even the extra bit of texture that's on these charms kind of matches where those cubic zirconia crystals are located on the larger piece. In our third bag, we find a 35 by 16 millimeter Malaysian Jade, which is dyed quartz, oval pendant in magenta. Here's another one of our focals with this rich, deep hot pink color and genuine stone in the light colored gold and very smooth and polished setting as well. And turning it over to the back, you can see what that looks like. This stone in place, very snug and secure, and also decent quality, not seeing any glue or anything kind of hanging out. And it looks like we're going to have several things that would coordinate with this color coming up. Now we'll check out 2 pieces of the 18 millimeter pink Crackle Agate Teardrops with the gold plated wire wrapping. And here they are in a slightly different tone, a little bit lighter and more transparent than that Malaysian Jade pendant, but still something that could coordinate along with that and be turned into a set too. These stones are really polished and smooth, and all of them, of course, will be slightly different. Mine's got a little inclusion of some orange, a little black in that one. And you can see how they already have in place that golden wire coil that is at the top and also provides the loop there, all ready to go for attaching to another binding or beaded link. Next up, we have a carved agate oval bead in the 24 by 18 millimeter size, and that DH is just referring to dyed and heat treated. And that's a pretty cool piece. I like the carved detail, and you can see the crackling inside of that as well. This one combines the hot pink and some clear areas. There's also some dark streaks going through this one. And again, because these are all natural materials, no two are going to look exactly the same. This also has a hole going through the length of the bead, and it's pretty wide. So this itself could be used as a focal, incorporated into a pendant, or even the center of a bracelet. Our next 2 bags bring in some more of our gold tone findings. One of them contains 30 pieces of these 7 millimeter swirl bead caps, and then we also have 10 grams of the corrugated rondelle spacer beads. So here are those 2 items. These have a little bit of a brassier golden appearance, but would still coordinate well with our other gold findings we've seen so far. And we have plenty here to work with to incorporate into some finished pieces, and certainly perhaps an entire set or more than one. With the quantities that they've provided, they're always pretty generous, not only with the number of bags of items, but also what comes inside. Here we have a bag containing the 18 karat gold plated magnetic clasp, and it's about a 15.5 by 10 millimeter size. That is a really lovely piece as well. The smoother and lighter tone of gold and that highly polished finish. Let's just see how strong this clasp is. Very strong. Yeah, that's definitely a good magnetic clasp. It's got lots of magnetic surface area, and those magnets match up really well. And then it looks like this might be our last golden addition to our contents. We have a bag containing about 18 inches of 3.5 by 2.5 millimeter golden stainless steel textured oval jewelry chain. I really like that chain. It's got such a refined and delicate feel to it, but still very sturdy in the stainless steel. Also feels like it's going to hold up really well to the elements, much more so than the plated brass maybe we've seen in the past. And that's why this is a shorter segment of chain, I'm sure, than we usually see in the bargain bead boxes. Stainless steel, just in general, costs more than the plated brass. But it's also great for allergies. It's got a great look to it, especially when it's in this golden tone as opposed to the plated brass. So getting a shorter quantity of something like this is something I can definitely get behind. Back to our beads though, this is the one item that came mislabeled from the factory. It's supposed to read 10 inches of 5.5 millimeter crystal English cut faceted rounds in goldenrod AB. So here's another very warm and brightly colored bead to add to our palette. With all these facets too, they give the bead some extra sparkle. Plus the fact that they have the AB coating, which provides a little bit of iridescence, so you get the rainbow finish that lightly shows up under certain lighting and angles. And these, of course, are glass, and the color is completely opaque. Next, for some more stone beads, we have some 6mm Crackle Agate faceted rounds. There's 7 inches on this strand, and they are in the color pink. Here they are up close with all of the different shades of pink that you can find inside, and we can see their crackle appearance with all those different veins of color throughout. Each of these beads being a little bit different from one to the next, and very bright and vibrant with that dyed pink. Up next is a bag containing the 14mm crystal faceted coin beads. There's 6 of them included in Magma AB. So now we have more of this orange color to work into the palette of our different warm sunrise inspired shades, and also a different shape with this puff coin round that's also in a larger size. And I like how they have that geometric sun-like pattern or design on both sides of the beads, which not only goes with our monthly theme, but also those sun-themed components we took a look at the beginning. Here we have a bag containing the 8mm crystal faceted bold cut round beads with the magenta coating, and there's 20 pieces inside. These are really beautiful and actually imitate the look of stone because of the way that color is coated on the surface. It's not completely opaque, and there's certain areas where that color looks to be more concentrated than others, which leaves parts of the beads being a little bit more clear. You can see the beads themselves also have the cuts into the shape or the faceting. So with the addition of that transparent luster finish, it adds a lot of sparkle to the surface of each of these. And now we have some more agate. It looks like the 8mm matte deep orange crackle beads on a 7-inch strand. And just like the hot pink agate beads, these have the crackling and veining appearance inside, and also the very vibrant and colorful dye, this time in the various shades of orange that show up and settle into these stones. But these have a matte finish, so they're not as glossy and shiny, but a little bit more toned down on the surface than the hot pink. And this size also being just a little bit bigger. So that'll make it more interesting when we're combining things from the contents. We don't get all the same size and shape, which is another reason why we're able to put multiple things together usually from these contents. In our next bag, we bring in a little bit of this teal in these 8 by 7mm crystal faceted lantern beads. So these really remind me of those magenta beads we just took a look at in the crystal, but these have a slightly different shape. These lanterns, kind of similar to a rondelle shape, more of a compressed round, but a little bit more squared off with the way that they are faceted. These offer another stone-like feel to the crystal because of the way the color is coated on the surface and also settles around the beads differently from one bead to the next. They also have that crackled appearance inside and a lot of luster and shine and really pick up the light beautifully. So if you like those, we also have them in Amethyst, bringing in some purple to this palette as well. Those are so lovely, and bring in another color to these other warmer shades. And I think the teal and the purple here would be gorgeous combined together too. These are the same exact shape and size and style as well, with the crackle inside and the lantern shape, and also have the varied appearance from bead to bead. And now getting a little bit bigger, we have the 10mm Crackle Agate rounds in maroon. There's 20 pieces inside. So this is our third size of the actual Crackle Agate, and these have a lot more opacity in this strand anyway. Lots of pigment in the warm shade of maroon, which is deeper and darker. But there's also a pretty contrast of some white striations and splotches that are mixed in with the maroon in these natural stones in all different ways. Look at that one, that's cool. Also, these don't have the matte finish like the orange. They are very glossy, smooth, and cold to the touch. And in our final bag, we find a strand of 4mm crystal bicone beads in Magma AB. These coordinate pretty well with the puffed coins, with that deep orange color and the AB coating, so we have the iridescent rainbow shine on the surface, and a generous 13 inches worth of beads here in this classic bicone shape. So that wraps it up for the June 2023 Summer Sunrise Bargain Bead Box monthly subscription package, which once again, I think they've done a fantastic job with, especially with these gold tone findings, which can be a real challenge to put together for them, I'm sure, because when you order gold, so many times the colors are so different and you're not quite sure what you have until you're actually looking at them in front of you. But also the fact that they've included these gold findings that have a much finer and quality feel to them, and also the inclusion of this stainless steel chain is always welcome. This palette is so bright and happy and cheerful too, which I think is perfect for summer. They've included tons of gemstone beads and components too in the mix with the glass. So I think you can see why I say the value is definitely here for what you get, and I feel that way every single time, no matter what the theme or the palette is. And by the way, last month's palette was much more subdued. Still beautiful. That one had copper findings and a lot of crystal quartz and some teal accents. And you can check out that unboxing on my channel if you missed it. But just to give you that contrast of the fact that each of these packages is so different from one to the next, making it a really fun surprise and also keeping the materials more exciting for us so we're not always working with the same things. There's also plenty here to work with to make multiple pieces. I've done a lot of videos where I've shared finished pieces from the bargain bead boxes, and it's really amazing how much you can actually create just from one package and for the price of everything you get. So definitely recommend this one for newer and existing beaders alike of all different types. And if you haven't tried them out yet and you'd like to, don't forget you can use that coupon code OPAL2 to save $2 off your first package. And that coupon code will be listed down below along with the link to this subscription if you'd like to sign up. I want to thank you all so much for joining me again today. I love having you here and sharing in the fun of these unboxings with me. I also hope it's helpful for you to see these contents up close, especially since there's all different types of subscriptions out there. and it's great to be able to see which ones really speak to you. So feel free to leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this month's Summer Sunrise collection, or if you have anything else to say. It's always great to hear from you. Go ahead and give the video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel while you're here, because I'd love to have you back, especially to see some of these items incorporated into future finished pieces and/or tutorials. But that's all I have for now. I hope to see you all again real soon though, and until next time, I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day, and as always, happy beading!